Someone told me no one's been signing it, so I just had to get that in there. I would also like to thank Lizzie and Lee for making the beautiful rose favors that are in front of you. That was very nice of them, and I would like to say thank you. And I think that's all I have to say.
Does everyone have champagne? Yes. All right, then I will intrude on your small talk for a moment. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Josh. I'm the best man here, and about the better man, I must say. About a year ago, Joe came into Chicago, and he told me about this lovely woman that he had asked to marry him. And he then popped the second most important question on me: will you be my best man? And we hugged, and we got teary-eyed, and it was a beautiful moment. But then I think maybe the evilness started to appear in my face, and Joe quickly after that turned to me and said, but my wife and grandparents are going to be there, so please take it a little easy on me. Now, about every week since then, Joe has called me, reminding me that his grandparents and his wife are going to be there. And just like a good boy whose parents tell him over and over what to do, I'm ignoring everything that Joe said to me. The past 3 days, I've been thinking of all the embarrassing tales that I could tell about Joe. And unfortunately, a couple are R-rated, so when the kids go to sleep, please check me out and we can discuss those. And there were a couple tales I thought about telling about the time when we were 15 and Joe, with his learner's permit, stole his parents' car and drove me and a couple other friends to a video arcade in Chicago. I thought about telling that one, but, you know, it's pretty good, but I think there's better. And I thought about talking about how Joe picked up a pack of Cools and started smoking those because the Beastie Boys talk about them in one of their songs. But really, the tale that's going to win out comes from when we drove cross country. Joe, like a good boy, was drinking his Mountain Dew as we drove cross country. And for those of you who know, Mountain Dew often makes you need to go to the bathroom. And we're driving along, and Joe asks us, hey guys, I need to use the restroom, please pull over. We're like, okay, so we drive a little bit longer, find the nearest gas station, pull in. Now there's four of us, me, my friend Mike, our friend Alex, who's actually here tonight, and Joe. Joe and Alex get out of the car, me and Mike stay in the car. Me and Mike's just hanging out, and about, 5 minutes later, Joe comes running as fast as he can, dives into the car and says, drive! Me and Mike are a little startled. Alex isn't in the car yet, but, we apply, and Alex soon comes and we take off. Now the story goes that Joe and Alex went to the restroom and found that when Joe tried to open the restroom, it was locked. Joe, being Mr. Logical, decided that the bathroom door was the perfect place for him to urinate. He began to pee on the bathroom door, and as some of you might already be guessing, it was locked because someone was in the bathroom. Now, a very nice adult woman and her 5-year-old son soon opened the door to, yes, have Joe pee right all over them. Joe takes off running. Alex, being nice, says, I'm sorry, and Sue comes to the car, and that's the Joe I've come to know and love all through our life. But seriously, Joe and Rhonda, I wish you all the best in life, and I can't wait to hear all the more embarrassing tales that you can tell me about Joe in the coming years.
Okay, I promised Rhonda I wouldn't embarrass her. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Joe also, and Rhonda and I have been best friends since first grade. And I think we've been through about every comedy and tragedy and anything that could happen that two girls and teenagers and adults can go through. And I always had a very specific idea about the type of man that she would marry. And I thought that this guy would have to answer some awful tough questions that I would pose to him, and then he would live up to the expectations that I had for my best friend. But I didn't get to ask Joe those questions because I didn't meet him until after a year and a half. They were dating a year and a half at the time I met Joe. And she had already, they were together, so I didn't ask him the questions, and I'm not going to ask them to you. And so one night, the first time I met him, we decided to meet at a bar by my house called The Crossings. And I was sitting there waiting for them to come, thinking of all the things you think about who's this guy that Rhonda moved half the way across the country to be with. I've never met him. I heard he studied philosophy, which is my major, so that's a good thing. But he walked in, and I didn't have to ask anything, because I could tell within a minute that A, he loved my best friend, and B, that they would spend the rest of their lives together. And as I've watched them over the years, they're just absolutely inspiring. They love each other, and trust each other, and take care of each other, and most of all, respect each other. And so tonight I can just toast to say that I hope they continue to do that for the rest of their lives and continue to inspire other people as well. To Rhonda and Joe. Joe's mom would like to say a few words.
Wiping the tears from my eyes. Joe, that was beautiful. Thank you, Bill. I don't know if mothers in the room are supposed to say anything and toast, but I wanted to because I love these guys so much. I would just like to make a toast to our darling son, Joe, and our darling daughter, Rhonda, of whom we are so very proud, and whom we love so very much. Thank you for being here with us and with them. Here's to Joe and Rhonda.